Hey guys, in this video, Eric Schultz of Steadfast Farm is going to talk about the different types of crops that he's using for the Paperpot Transplanter, excluding Salanova, because we've always heard about Salanova. So he's going to talk about some of the different types of crops he's using and how he's planting them. And we'll also make sure to put a link in the show notes that will have a chart to all the densities and specifics of these crops if he doesn't mention it in the video. You've switched to basically the JP5 and the Paperpot Transplanter are your primary planting tools, and we did a walk in the field this morning, and that's pretty much how everything is planted except the odd thing here and there, maybe a wide kale transplant or something. Talk a little bit about how this has kind of changed the game for you.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, we made the decision with this new farm, which is our smallest project yet, at 1 3/4 total land mass, including all the buildings and all that, that we had to really streamline and decide what we were going to grow. And the two tools, the Paperpot Transplanter and this JP5, have been really instrumental in increasing our efficiencies and really helping us hit the goals we wanted to. And so we made the decision, if we can't transplant it with the Paperpot or direct seed it with the JP5, we're not going to grow it here, basically.
Wow. Okay.
And so the exception, like you said, being what I call like multi-harvest or fruiting crops. So summer squash in season, cucumbers, tomatoes, peppers, eggplant, which there's such a wide spacing in that, and it just doesn't make sense to use those, and it's easy to justify the time for those. And then like kale, collards, chard, that where you're planting and you're getting weeks of harvest off of them. So at that point in the spacing, again, it just doesn't make sense to use this tool. And so that's the only thing we're using like plug flats for and hand transplanting anymore.
So everything is with these two, all the greens. And so talk about some of the, what kind of crops in a nutshell you're planting with the JP5?
We're doing all of our cut greens, like salad greens, beyond the Salanova. So baby arugula, baby kale, or like mesclun, like brassica mix, mizuna, tatsoi. Then all of our turnips, so hakurei. We're doing a new salad turnip this year called the Scarlet Queen. Radishes, spinach.
And in that case, you're interchanging between a 3-row and a 5-row, right?
Correct.
So you're not doing everything at 10 rows on a 30-inch bed or 5 rows with that.
Yep. We're either doing 10 or 6 rows total. So all we do is skip over hoppers, right? So we don't have to readjust things. You just don't put seeds in that hopper, and then that changes your spacing. So you can even do 4 rows too, and how you configure it. But yeah, it's really versatile. You have to be cautious with, you just pay attention for your 2 center rows. If you get too close to the middle of the bed, then they get kind of close. But you just watch for that ridge when you make your second pass, and it's real easy. And
talk about the Paperpot. We all know Salanova. Everybody's doing that. So what other kind of crops are you using the Paperpot for?
We are using it for, we grow a baby pak choi head, so we do that in there. We use storage radishes in there, so we're growing black Spanish watermelon and like a purple daikon in a smaller size that we bunch, so we grow those in the Paperpot. Fennel, kohlrabi, depending on the time of year, we'll grow spinach. If it's real hot and we're trying to get better germination, we can control that with a germination chamber and the Paperpots, and then transplant it. Salanova, head lettuce, what else? Green onions or scallions.
Yeah, the scallions, you were doing spinach too.
We're doing spinach in the shoulder seed. Like for us, when it's really hot and it's hard to direct seed and get good germination, we can plant into like 2-inch pots, use our germination chamber, get perfect germination, and then just transplant.
What temperature can you get? Or there's got to be a time where you can't grow spinach.
Yeah.
How far have you been able to push it as far as temperature?
I mean, probably into May is about where it starts to be kind of a loss leader, and that it'll still hold on depending on what. But with the transplanting, you'll still have marginal success even pushing that. But yeah, it's they're more finicky, uses a lot of trays. So when we can direct seed it with the JP5, we still prefer that. We're just going to get the better density and yield.